Hello, everybody. What is going on? What's up? How you doing? Welcome. Saturday is today. Today is okay. What? Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Excuse me. Happy Saturday. Today is June 22nd, 2019. I'm Darkside Phil. I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for a full day of streaming today. Good variety on the streams today, although I'm going to be very honest with all of you. Today's probably going to be a pretty rage-inducing day. So, for those of you who come to join me, alright, who come to join me to see the rage, today is definitely going to be the day when you get to partake and feast upon the delicious plethora of anger that's probably going to be portrayed on today's stream. Unlike some other days when, like, it's really chill. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Tomorrow, with Final Fantasy IX and Phoenix Wright, it's probably going to be a nice, chill stream. But today is going to be the complete opposite, okay? So just to forewarn all of you, okay? Just to forewarn all of you, so you guys understand, today's going to be a pretty angry day. Why? Well, here's what we're playing. First of all, we're starting off with Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. And for those who were here yesterday, okay, good lord, this game is fucking difficult. And it's not even for the reasons you would think it should be difficult, alright? Typically when you play, a kart racer in the modern day, the reason it'll be difficult is, okay, the track is a little tricky, there's places you could fall off the track, or, I gotta get used to the controls, to get used to the racing and all of that, right? That's what you want to think. But that's not the case at all. In fact, the reason that Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is difficult is because the game cheats. Alright? And I made many comparisons yesterday to the original Super Mario Kart back on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Because when you played Super Mario Kart, on the easier difficulties, which was Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, and even to some extent Star Cup, the game had some challenge to it, but was fair. And what I mean by that is everyone abided by the same rules. Everything was, designed at a fair level so that if you mastered the controls of the game and your character's specialties, etc., you could do pretty well. Alright? But then there was the Star Cup. And the Star Cup, excuse me, not the Star Cup, the Special Cup. This was the final unlockable difficulty level in the game, that if you had mastered everything else, it was the fastest speed, but the game blatantly cheated many times. What would happen is, number one, each character would have their own unique infinite items. So Donkey Kong would infinitely throw banana peels, even though there's no way he could possibly get them, he would still have them, and he'd be able to throw banana peels infinitely. Number two, the computer would regularly ignore hazards. Like, it would drive through stuff and pretend like it's not there. It would drive through an item on the racetrack, and the item would just go boop and like fly up and not affect them at all. They just like plow right through it. And number three, the characters would infinitely have a star. Now the star is the invincibility item that you use to power through everything in the game, and it also gives you max speed. They would have infinite stars. So when you're playing on Special Cup, you really have to be like ready for bullshit. And honestly, the only real way you could win Special Cup was to always have a red shell and stay in second place until the end of the race, then hit the person in first right away at the end of the race, and then win. Because if you tried to get in first, you would never maintain first. The computer would consistently cheat to catch up and beat you. Okay? So, I'm playing Crash Team Racing yesterday, and I would say for about the first 2 hours of the story mode, I'm learning the game mechanics, and yes, the game is difficult, but it's mostly because I don't know how to play it. Definitely the power sliding boost and stuff is different from Mario Kart, so I'm adjusting on the fly, and I'm learning and everything, and after I'd say about 2 hours, I'm getting pretty good at the game, to the point where I'm now beating stages on the, like, maybe second try, something like that. Then I get to the Ice World, which is World 3, and this is where the whole game completely discombobulated itself. This world not only has ridiculously tough tracks because they have either pitfall hazards or, in the case of the Dragon Mines, a turn that not a single character in the game can fucking make. Like, no one can actually make this turn. It's this crazy mineshaft turn that you have to drive so slow to make that everyone passes by you because the AI cheats. Because as I was telling you, this is much like Mario Kart. Number one, the AI does not abide by the same rules as you. At any time, it can power slide around a corner perfectly. When you can't do that at the speed that you're driving at, they could do it. Number two, the computer ignores hazards. I saw the computer drive through flames. I saw the computer somehow veer around items that normally you would not be able to do, which is bullshit. Number three, the computer artificially gets speed boosts out of nowhere. Like, for no reason. It's not like, oh, I was power sliding, I did the power boost. They just get them out of nowhere. And I saw races where the person in first place all of a sudden gets an insane speed boost and is now like 10 seconds ahead of everyone else in the race. Like, what? How the fuck did they get that far ahead? Doesn't even make any sense. And then there's no chance of you ever catching them up to them. And then the true bullshit, alright? The true bullshit is the fact that the computer always has an item, and when you get in first place, you immediately get hit by the item. Every time I hit first place, boom, immediately hit in the ass by a homing item. I was like, wait a minute, you always have one? Like, how is that, you know? So I think when they made this game, now I don't know if they changed it for this re-release or the original was this tough, but in essence, they designed the game to be unfair, you know, at anything but normal difficulty or higher. Apparently this game has an easy mode, and if you play on easy difficulty, you could just turbo through the whole game and no one even tries to, like, stop you. It's, like, super just pointless. So at least on medium, you know, you're getting challenged, that's a good thing, but not to the point of the extent of the extreme difficulty that I'm having on normal difficulty. Like I said, normal difficulty in this game is pretty much the equivalent of Special Cup in the original Mario Kart. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Seriously, like, this is just out of control unfair. Alright? And I'm all up for a challenge. You know, I'll be very honest with everyone. I played Team Sonic Racing last month. And I really feel the campaign of that game was pretty easy. Like, there really was very little challenge. The only real challenge I had in that game was the challenge stages where you had to do special objectives, like the Drift Challenge and stuff like that was pretty tough. But outside of that, most of the story-based races were super easy, okay? That game also had a team-based mechanic where you could team boost off each other. So even if you were doing shitty, at the end of the race, you could power through and just beat everybody anyway. And this game does not have that, right? So, the thing is, again, I'm not against a challenge. I like challenge. But, when the game breaks its own rules, right? It can do maneuvers you can actually not do in the game. It infinitely has items for no fucking reason. Or it just gets a speed boost out of nowhere to cheat. That's where I kind of draw the line and say, this is horse shit. And that's what this game is, horse shit. In the story mode, it's just not fair. And I'll be honest, in a lot of cases, it's not fun. Because if you're doing well, and then all of a sudden, like, for a perfect example, yesterday I was in first place, and then randomly, instantly, homing item hits me in the ass, then another item hit me, then another item hit me. So I went from first to fifth instantly, and there was no chance of me catching up. Right, now how is that fair? I was driving well, I was doing well, I was way ahead of them, and all of a sudden the game just gets infinite items to combo me. They're like, fuck that. Seriously, like, it's just fucking annoying. Okay? So in my opinion, I think the game, sadly, is not very well made when it comes to the campaign. Now, I haven't touched the multiplayer. The multiplayer could be quite good. I don't know. But I think the story mode is kind of shitty. It really harkens back to the early 90s era of game that we have moved past, you know, over 20 years ago. There's a reason why unfair game design was outdated 20 years ago. You see what I mean? So there's people who might love this because they played the shit out of it back in the day, and they have all this nostalgia factor, and that's fine. But for someone like me, I'm playing modern games, and I see this, I'm like, nah, sorry. You know, they definitely should have done something to improve it, in my opinion. Ellipsian, I completely agree with you. He says, I think it's perfectly fair. You just need to master the driving system. Ellipsian, did you not hear everything I just said? The game cheats. It's not about mastering the drive. You could be the perfect driver and still get infinitely hit in the butt by homing items, still have the enemies power through all the items on the stage. You're like, it doesn't matter. You could be the perfect driver and still lose because the game cheats. It would be one thing if, okay, I'm failing because I'm constantly hitting the walls. I'm not doing the power slide boosts, right? That's not the case. The case is the game literally breaks its own rule set. That's not good game design. That's early 80s and 90s game design, back when games couldn't make the kind of AI that was intelligent enough to actually drive properly. So they just allowed the AI to cheat so that there would be extra challenge. Because let's face it, back in the day, when you had a game cart, you could only fit a certain amount of content on a certain game cart, right? So let's extend the length of our game by making it insanely unfair. Okay, fair enough. But not on normal difficulty. You know what I mean? That it was never on normal difficulty that you would face this kind of shit. I'm sorry, the game is just not well made. The tracks are great. The character design is good. The gameplay mechanics are great. But the actual AI and challenge level of the story is terrible. And that kind of ruins it, at least for me, because I don't want to play on the easiest difficulty and turbo through it with 0 challenge. Then it would be just as boring as Team Sonic Racing was. But I also want a fair challenge, and the game is not fair at all. You know, I'm just being honest. It's not. So, that's my opinion. Now, for those who tuned into yesterday's stream, I completed 3 out of the 4 stages in the Ice World. Apparently, there's 4 worlds. Okay. So, we got 1 more stage in the Ice World plus the boss fight. Then 4 more stages in whatever the final world is plus the final boss. Whew. So, we're going to see. We're going to see how this goes. All right. We're going to, see, can I beat it today? I hope so. What I'd like to do is beat the story-based campaign today. And I'm hoping there'll be some extra time to actually check out the online play. I would love to jump into the online play of the game today. And see how it goes. All right, I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to find out. But I can guarantee you, if this game continues to cheat at the level it's been doing, I'm going to be freaking out and raging and being very honest with all of you. Or I'm not going to kiss the game's butt. The game is completely unfair. So that's going to be today's first stream, trying to finish up the story of CTR, and then possibly moving on to some multiplayer if we have time. Okay? Later tonight, my late stream is going to be Mortal Kombat 11 multiplayer with Shang Tsung, who I played on Tuesday when he was the first DLC release character. I actually like the character, but I don't think he's great competitively. I think he's one of the best ranged characters in the game, and he has a few tools when it comes to kind of, his attack setups. But I don't think he's amazingly good at all. I think he's just decent. So I want to play a little bit more with him tonight and see how we do with Shang Tsung tonight. Okay? So that'll be fun. 2 hours of Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay later tonight around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. However, as you guys know, whenever I play Mortal Kombat, I rage. Reason being, sadly, I hate to say it, sadly, there is some real issues with the connections of Mortal Kombat 11. A lot of the times you cannot react to things going on in the game that are completely unfair, because in an offline environment, you're supposed to be able to punish things, you're supposed to be able to react to block, and you can't really do it online because the online player lags. So we'll see how that goes tonight, okay? Now, tomorrow will be the complete polar opposite. Tomorrow's going to be a chill day because we're going to have 4 hours of Final Fantasy IX gameplay, continuing on with the classic JRPG. So that's going to get us, I believe, around 20 hours into the game. And then it's going to be Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, okay? That's going to be the late stream. And we are in the end game of Phoenix Wright. In fact, we're heading back to Trial. From what I understand, there's maybe around 6 hours left in the trial, so maybe 3 more sessions, we'll see, of Phoenix Wright before we finish it up. So let's see how that goes. I'm excited for that. We'll start off our weekly Phoenix Wright sessions, all right? Excuse me. Excuse me. I didn't mean to belch disgustingly, but indeed I did. Okay. Then on Monday, we're going to see what happens today with Crash Team Racing. All right? I might want to do another stream of it on Monday where I just investigate the online play. I don't know. We're going to see how it goes today, and that's going to determine what I actually do on Monday. Okay? So, dependent on today and how today goes, maybe I'll play more Crash Team Racing on Monday. All right? If not, I might even do another session of Final Fantasy IX, because at this point, there's new releases that are about to hit, and once the new releases hit, Final Fantasy IX is going to go on hold for a while we play all these new releases, all right? So I may even do a second day of Final Fantasy IX, depending on how things are going, okay? Then on Monday night, again, it might be Crash Team Racing. Maybe I'll do a short stream of Crash Team Racing on Monday night. Maybe I won't. We'll see. If I don't do any Crash Team Racing on Monday, more than likely I'll do a chill stream. So maybe I'll do a stream of, say, Minecraft or Black Ops 4 Blackout. Okay, I'm not sure yet. On Tuesday, we got a new release. It's called Judgment. It's from the makers of Yakuza. It has many gameplay elements incredibly similar to Yakuza, but apparently also has many new gameplay elements never present in Yakuza before, including some kind of investigation kind of aspect, much like LA Noire. So I guess we're going to see firsthand what that game is on Tuesday, all right? So we're going to start that up on Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Again, you know, maybe it'll be more Crash. Maybe it'll be a mini stream of Final Fantasy. I'm not sure. And then on Wednesday, more Judgment, okay? So, good mix of stuff for this week. Now, on Thursday, I have the day off from streaming, but I'm back on Friday with 2 new releases. We're going to have Super Mario Maker 2 releasing on the Switch, as well as The Sunken City, which is supposed to be a mystery survival horror style Lovecraftian-esque game. So 2 more new releases coming out on Friday, okay? So you see what I mean about Final Fantasy IX going on hold, and also, I'll be honest, the other chill games that I've been playing, such as MLB, Minecraft, Blackout, may go on hold. Reason being, I've got all these new releases now to play and juggle around, and with all these new releases, you know, the downtime stuff kind of goes on hold, all right? So, we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes. Oh, what did I say? It's the sinking city. What did I say? Did I say the sunken city? Oh, it's the sinking city, not the sunken city. Excuse me. Excuse me. I misspoke. Okay, so. Yes, that's the deal for the next week, okay? Hope you guys are excited. That's a lot of variety. We got racing. We've got, you know, Japanese Yakuza-esque investigations. We've got classic RPGs and visual novels. And then we've got, at the end of the week, you know, making your own platformer and, you know, a horror game. So that's a lot of good stuff, interesting stuff within the next week that I'm looking forward to, okay? So, very nice. I just want to give you guys a reminder that right now the nominations are open for the upcoming Viewer's Choice event. This means it's your opportunity, okay, to nominate and then later on vote on a game for me to play as a full playthrough, all right, here on stream. So please, if you have not yet, head over to thekingofhate.com. That's my website. Go to the forums. Go to the general area of the forums, and right there, highlighted and stickied for you, is a thread by which you can nominate games. All right, I need you to nominate games, guys. There's about 1 week left to nominate. And then in early July, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to tally up all the nominations to find out what games were nominated the most. And whatever games have the most nominations will make it to the final poll, which you will then vote on to determine what will be the Viewer's Choice playthrough. All right, there's an insane variety of games that have been nominated. So at this point, it's anyone's game. All right, it really is anyone's game. We got to see what happens here. Okay, so please head over there, nominate, and, you know, we'll go from there. In about a week's time, I will start tallying up the votes and let you guys know how it looks, but I'm going to keep reminding you over the course of the week. All right? All right, fair enough. All right, guys, so let's just keep it moving. Let's head right into the plug segment. All right? And then to the shout-outs, and then on to the gameplay. All right? So, thank you guys, all of you, for all of your support. I appreciate it. 11 awesome years where I've been able to be someone who shares his daily gameplay experiences with you right here on the internet. You know, originally it was as a full-time YouTuber from the years of 2011 through 2017. And now for the past around 2.5 years, it's been as a full-time streamer here on Twitch. I absolutely love my job. I love what I do. I love the interactions that we now have during my more interactive streams. I love just the live aspect of what I do. And I love that I'm able to be honest with all of you, and I can be myself here on the streams, and we can all have fun together. But that being said, because I switched from a YouTube-esque presence over to an interactive streaming presence here on Twitch, I now primarily rely on crowdfunding on the streams in order to keep stuff going. All right, just, you know, to be able to afford everything. That being said, There are many ways that you can contribute if you enjoy my daily live streams, the way that I stream so much, right? I mean, seriously, 6 days full time, every week. And if you would like the long form archive videos that I post up on DSPGaming over on YouTube every single day of these streams, you want to see this continue. You want to see me continue to be successful, all right? There are many ways that you can contribute to help that effort, and allow me to go through some of those right now, all right? First of all, there's a Patreon pledge, a Patreon campaign that I have every month that you can pledge to at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your monthly pledges earn you personal perks. In particular, this month, pledgees are able to nominate and vote on games for that Viewer's Choice event at a priority pace. Basically, you know, a few patrons are going to nominate and vote on a game that's going to make it to the final poll for the Viewer's Choice event, skipping that whole other process that everyone else is doing. See what I mean? Pretty cool. And there's many other things that they get too. They get their questions answered on Ask the King, my bi-monthly Q&A show that I do. Private Q&A videos you can get made for yourself. Give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. It's a way if you want to have a personal kind of interaction with me, or direct dialogue with me, on a personal level. It's a great way to do that. Please give it a look. All right. I also have a Teespring shop where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs. Anything you buy from that shop helps me out, and you get a cool collectible, so please give it a look. But in particular, if you're here live on the stream, all right, it's a no-brainer. If you contribute during the stream, it's a great way to get attention, because I'm going to give you a shout-out during the stream for your contribution, all right? Now, understand that my streams are my own, and they are subjective, meaning what I say and do on them is up to me. There's no 100% agreement that because you contribute that I'm going to say or do anything. However, I'm incredibly appreciative of those who do contribute. And I should say this up front. Although contributions are greatly appreciated, and yes, they do keep things going around here, they are not mandatory. I appreciate that anyone just comes by and hangs out with me and spends any kind of time with me on a daily basis. These chill, fun streams are really amazing. And the fact that I get to do this for a living is pretty amazing as well. So thank you for that. But that being said, if you do contribute and you keep things in line with the rules, I'm going to give you a shout out. That means no drama, no politics, no religion, no insults, etc. Very common sense kind of stuff. A lot of people sadly don't understand that, but in general, most people do. We have a really great time on streams together. Another cool thing that I do is at the top of the screen, we got the Stream Stats Leaderboard, where the current top cheerer and top tipper of the day will go up there and hit the leaderboard and get extra recognition for their contributions. In addition to all of that, as you can see at the top of your screens here, we have a cheering leaderboard. This is integrated right into the Twitch stream chat, so the top cheerers of the week get extra credit as well. And I'm actually going to be reading off the top 10 cheerers of the week before we end the pre-stream here today, okay? So some pretty awesome stuff, and to be quite honest with all of you, you know, everything helps. Cheering, subbing, and tipping is all greatly appreciated. However, right now, if you want to help me out the absolute most, the best way to contribute would be to tip me. The reason being, in the next week, I have to buy 3 new games. That's a lot of money. So please consider tipping me, because tips I get right away, and I can put straight towards the cost of all these games that are going to be coming up in the next week. All right? So there's 2 ways to tip me. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. All right? Either way will bring you to my PayPal tips page. A few things about tipping. Number 1, you don't have to be yourself, meaning you could be anonymous. You could be an anonymous tipper, or you could make up a name and a message, you know, to protect your identity. Some people are afraid that when they contribute online, a troll might try to harass them or whatever. So you could do that. You don't have to put out your real name or anything like that, so no one will know it's you. Number 2, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. You can use a debit or credit card. There's a button to do so right there on the PayPal tips page, and that way you could also be kind of anonymous and not have to worry about, oh, I have to create an account and all this information. No, you don't, okay? So please consider tipping me. I appreciate it very much, and it helps out big time, so thanks to anyone who does, okay? All right. Now, let's get on to shout-outs. For those who have already contributed, all right? We scoot on over to my shout-outs area here of my laptop. Let's see here. Okay, so all right, so we start off today with Polish Frog, who cheered and says, I heard you yesterday referring to your older content days as being part of an older and more zany era. I know you're a wrestling fan too. Do you have any names for the different eras you've gone through, when each era started and ended? Maybe the first era could be called the zany era. I would say, man, I mean, there's been many different kind of phases of content creation that I've done, and I would say like 2008 through 2011 was the formative years, like the early years of like 2.5, 3 years there where I was just doing stuff. I didn't make a dime doing it, made no money whatsoever. It was just a hobby, as I had a full-time job outside of doing this. And I would come home from that full-time job every day and just do just crazy off-the-cuff commentary. Some days I would drink while I was doing it because I just didn't give a shit. And I would say some ridiculous things, ridiculous jokes, over-the-top things that some people could construe as insulting or racist or whatever you want. Because back in the day, things were a lot different. You could say and do a lot of different things that people kind of got the joke, versus now people are a lot more sensitive, in my opinion. 10 years later, things have changed a lot. Then I would say from 2011, probably through, say, mid-2014, all right? Actually, you know what? I would say 2011 through around early 2013. That was the 2 years where I was doing this full-time for the very first time, and I tried a lot of different things during those years, including, like, Project 7, and a lot of different co-op stuff with John Rambo. And in addition, those were the years when I traveled and went to a lot of gaming conventions. Most of the gaming conventions I ever went to were between 2011 and 2013. So I would say that was definitely an era. Then when I started direct capture and live streaming in 2013, through, I would say, maybe like mid to late 2014, that was one era. And then there was when I moved across the country, all right, which was I would say 2014 to around early to mid 2017 was another time. And then I would say from 2017 to now would be the modern era where I'm an interactive streamer. All right. Now, what would I name these eras? I have no idea. I mean, the first time, like I said, those first 2.5 years was just me dicking around. It wasn't me doing anything serious at all, or ever even thinking that anything serious would come out of me doing this, So what would you even call that? The formative years? You know what I mean? And then probably I would say like 2011 through like 2013 I don't know. What would you call that? The 2 years when I was still doing full-time YouTubing before live streaming and capturing, but I did a lot of traveling. I mean, that would be probably the golden era. I would say like the years of 2011 through 2013 were my most popular years. That's when I blew up on YouTube. I had millions of views a month. You know what I mean? That was probably my most popular time. The popular era, 2011 to 2013, early 2013. And then I would say 2013 to mid 2014, the early streaming era. And then 2014 to 2017, I don't know, the Washington era. And then now 2017 to now the modern era. I guess we could call it like that, right? So the formative years, the popular era, the streaming era, the Washington era, and the modern era. There you go. We have 5 eras. This is very exciting. Very exciting. Obviously, I'm just dicking around here, Polish Frog. I don't take it seriously or anything. But it's pretty crazy to think down memory lane the different phases of content creation that I've done and how things changed, right? Definitely. All right, let's continue on. Thank you for starting stuff off, Polish Frog. Dude Frozen. Resub for 11 months in a row, 13 months total. Thank you very much, Dude Frozen. Eternal Napalm did a 100-bit cheer. Let's go ahead and get him up on the leaderboard for the top cheer of the day so far. Okay. Shit. Okay. And he says, having played Sonic Team Racing, and now having played Crash Team Racing in close succession, how would you compare and contrast the two? Which one do you like better? All right. So here's the thing. I can't really compare anything with online play yet at all, because I haven't done the online play of CTR. But what I can tell you is for the campaigns, all right, and for the basic gameplay mechanics, I actually do feel that I think CTR has better basic gameplay mechanics. I like the power sliding with the multiple boosts around the corners. And, some of the items are kind of interesting and unique. I would say Sonic is a straight-up Mario clone. You know what I mean? Like, most of the items in Sonic are identical to Mario Kart. Versus in CTR, there's a little bit of originality, I guess I could say. Not too much, but I would say there's a few things there that are a little bit different. And I do like that the power sliding mechanic is different. Level design, I would say that Team Sonic Racing has larger scale maps, like they're meant to be more epic and large scale, because the vehicles are a lot bigger, versus in Crash Team Racing, you're driving these small carts, so the tracks have to be a lot more narrow. Um, but I still think that the level design is quite good in CTR. So I would almost rank that kind of equal. I would say gameplay mechanics of CTR are better, but level design is kind of equal. I actually thought that the team boost mechanics of Team Sonic Racing were broken. Like, it was really cheap that you could just suck the whole match and all of a sudden at the very end, boom, team boost, and you power by everybody. That was kind of ridiculous. So as a competitive game, I don't know how it really stands up. You know what I mean? But as for difficulty during the campaigns, I would say Team Sonic Racing was too easy and CTR is too difficult. Neither one finds that happy medium of, oh, there's a mix of both challenge but also, interest. You see what I mean? I think that sadly they've kind of both missed the mark in that regard. I think Team Sonic Racing is trying to appeal too much to casuals, while CTR is trying to appeal way too much to the hardcore fans of the franchise. And they both kind of, don't hit success at that level, okay? Both of them need a patch. Team Sonic needs to get harder, and this needs to get easier. So that's my opinion. As for overall, I can't answer. I haven't beaten CTR's story yet, and I haven't played any online play of it. So I can't, at this stage, I can't give a direct comparison that's fair. All right. Okay, continuing on. Mithran Deer did a $2 tip. Let's actually get him up on the leaderboard as the first tip of the day. That's Mithran Deer 475. And he says, are you excited for Neon Genesis Evangelion coming to Netflix? What are your thoughts on the series? I only saw very little of it ever. I saw a little of it when it was on Adult Swim, like a long time ago. I remember in the 2000s at one point it was on Adult Swim, and I saw a few episodes of it, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it because it's a very confusing anime. Like, you have to really watch it in order to understand what's going on. And I just remember like being so confused because I never saw it in order. I would see a random episode here, a random episode here, and I'd be so confused about what the hell was going on in it. I think in order to have an actual opinion on it, I'd have to actually watch the whole thing from start to finish, which I've never done. Maybe eventually I will, because now it is on Netflix. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I know it's definitely an anime that a lot of people hold in very high regard as like one of the most artistic and interesting animes ever, but I can't comment until I actually see the whole thing. Okay. All right, we got another $2 tip coming in from an anonymous tipper. Thank you very much, the anonymous tipper. Let's get that one on the leaderboard. The anonymous tipper asked the following. Would you consider playing Bloodstained if someone donated it to you? It's roughly 12 hours long, so you might be able to fit it in the schedule. At this point, no. I just don't have time. I got to finish up with CTR in the next couple of days. We got Judgment coming up, but then we've got the Sinking City and Mario Maker 2. The week after that, we've got Stranger Things, the game. The week after that, we've got Dragon Quest Builder. See what I mean? Like, every week we've got a major release coming up. Would I eventually consider playing it? Yes. But it wasn't something that was on my schedule. And in addition, as I've said many times, I'll say it again, my viewing audience is not into Metroidvania games. I've tried to play many of them over the years, and every time I did, people said they were boring and complained, and I had to drop them. Just a few of the ones I tried over the years. Ori and the Blind Forest, Guacamelee, Child of Light, and Axiom Verge. And that's just off the top of my head, the 4 that I played that were really highly rated, highly regarded. Everyone said they were great games. And then when I went to play them, people all told me they were boring. Stop playing them. They never work for whatever reason. I don't know why. And if I can't get people to watch and people to be engaged and interact and contribute during a stream, then I can't keep doing said stream. So what's the point of buying me a game and donating it if I play it once and everyone says it's boring and no one cares about it? You see what I mean? Which is why I didn't put Bloodstained on my schedule to begin with. I didn't think that it was going to be worth putting on there because I didn't think that it was going to get attention, you see? Which is why I haven't really talked about it. But again, if this is something that people actually want to see me play, I'm not against it, but it's not going to be it's certainly not going to be anything like, immediately with all these new releases coming out. Completely incorrect. Let's see, Kyle. Kyle says, oh, Child of Light's an RPG, not a Metroidvania game. Wrong. It's a hybrid. The base exploration gameplay is exactly like Metroidvania. The only difference is instead of action-based combat, there's turn-based combat. You see your enemy, oh, now it's a turn-based game. But as soon as the combat ends, it goes back to a Metroidvania style of exploration. So, wrong. Okay, Papaloo, which I'm sure this is not the real Papaloo, tipped me and said, I love you, Phil. Well, thank you to whoever this really is, because the real Papaloo hasn't been around in about a year and a half, so I'm pretty sure that they're not coming back at this point. Thank you. And then Dark Dole tipped $5 and says, have fun on stream, keep the blood pressure in check. Yeah, I'm going to have to try, because as you guys know, this game really got me my blood boiling yesterday with all the cheating. And more than likely, it's just going to continue to cheat today, and it's not going to change. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see how that goes. So thank you, Dark Dole. You're the top tipper of the day with that $5 tip. I appreciate that very much. Mr. Games did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Mr. Games, for that 100-bit cheer. Okay, let's check a couple things. First of all, let's check on sub count. 471 subs. We just keep dipping, guys, but I'm not surprised. I knew this was going to happen. Like I said, last month, there were a lot of gifted subs around the end of the month for some of the newer stuff that I was doing, and people trying to be supportive as well, so which helped out a lot last month, not going to lie. So now that we hit the sub goal, it's hard to get people to sub. I think this week, between the 3 new releases coming out this coming week, I think we may get some new subs in here. We'll have to see. All right, but thank you for anyone who is a current sub. I appreciate that. I'd also like to give a shout out to the top 10 cheerers of the week. All right, well, we still have a chance here on pre-stream. So let's go ahead and do that. We start off at number 10. It's Yoshino Lover. 9th place, Cosmic Clown Face. 8th place, Bent Boxer. 7th place goes to Vote Communist. 6th place, Vote Democrat. There's a triple tie for 3rd place between Yeah 4335, Light Veil, and Hidden Knife Hands. So thank you all for that with those all 1,000-bit cheers. Sambuca 2020 is in 2nd place this week with 1,200 bits. And then at the top, all right, at the top, Nihilistic Goldfish with well over 11,000 bits. Thank you very much, Nihilistic Goldfish, for the support. That is much appreciated, okay? So thank you all for your support this week so far. Shout out to Super Doll Golf, who just tipped me $1 and said, when you beat these winter tracks and unlock the new area, there will be a track in the new area you'll have to race called Cortex Castle. Just a heads up, it is legitimately the worst track design I've ever seen in a karting game. Wow. Wow. So I guess it is going to take me a while to beat this. All right. Let's hope that I can beat this on today's stream. Okay? Thank you very much to the Super Doll Golf for the $1 tip. Thanks to everyone for your contributions so far. Looks like we're going to end the pre-stream, but I have to use the restroom. It actually hit me a minute ago. I have to go pretty badly. So give me a few minutes here to use the restroom, and then we're going to actually start up with Crash Team Racing. But what I'll do, I'm not going to run an ad, but I'll play a little bit of music just so you guys are entertained for a few minutes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys? Thanks. I'll be right back with Crash Team Racing.